Greetings. My name is Barbara E. Ringrose. I'm the founder of WOW, Women Optimizing Women. Today I want to focus on what WOW is doing. We actually have 1 year. This is our 1 year anniversary, a celebration of the formal WOW, which the website was done in March 1st of 2023 in conjunction with National Women's History Month. One of the very exciting things that's happening this March is we will be showcasing a new page on the WOW website, which will be Body Mind. It'll be a little different than what we have. We realized we needed to add some features. WOW, the website, is getting lots of attention. We thank you so much for viewing. For 2024, we'll be building our membership drive. Please take a look at us at wowwomenus.com. My name is Barbara E. Ringrose. I'm the founder of WOW, Women Optimizing Women. Today, the brains, the brawn behind the website, the creative Jennifer Lleras is with me today. And Jennifer has her own company, a web design company and marketing, and she does so many different things. She's very multifaceted, as well as most of our WOW ladies. Jennifer has her own business, Hampstead Marketing and Design. So please, thank you for coming today, Jen. I so appreciate you coming today to do this interview. I also appreciate everything you have done for WOW. You have made WOW what it is today. So on that note, talk to everyone about you, what you've been doing, how you got here from there.
Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be here, and I'm very proud to have been the one that you chose to help with your website. It was a big undertaking, and I am also very proud of it. I really do love your website. It's gorgeous. My name is Jennifer Lleras, and I am the owner of Hampstead Marketing and Design, a full-service marketing agency in Carroll County, Maryland. And we do, like Barb said, great website design, also logos and graphic design in print and digital. We help people scale up their businesses really and grow with whatever they need. So whether that be digital marketing like Google ads, paid ads, social media, and all sorts of other stuff. Basically, whatever you need for marketing, we make it work.
Wonderful. And when I first submitted some bids out there or requested some bids, I had 3 different people. You were not the lowest bid. You were the middle bid, but you seem to have that tenacity, that edge, if you will. And I think all of you were experienced, but you just had that little something, something. And one of the other ladies that submitted a bid to WOW, the interesting thing is I'm using her for branding marketing. So what you find out when you go out and solicit someone to help you with your website that is experienced as Jen, you also can find someone else. So the process isn't necessarily about making one relationship, and that's what's important about WOW, but I also now have another special relationship with WOW. So talk about how you got here from there. What is your background?
Thanks for sharing with me first that I was your middle bid. I always strive to be the middle bid. Believe it or not, most people go for that middle of the line person that's not too expensive, not too affordable, but just right. So that was a really fun fact. As far as my history, I come from an art background, so I really started my creative journey in fine art, so sculpture. And then in college in the early 2000s, really took hold of technology and the way that was going. And what that meant for me was learning our creative suites, Adobe, which was still kind of fresh in the world, very exciting, lots of fun code and animation and that sort of thing. So I wound up graduating with a graphic design degree and did work at some pretty incredible corporate jobs. But the funny thing is in 2008, 2009, the economy was kind of suffering a lot like it is now, and I became unemployed, and what that meant for me was kind of a journey of personal growth where I had to learn more skills to be marketable for myself, really. So I went back to school. I learned marketing. I learned more web design, updated my skill set. And then I just came back with a vengeance. And through those years of getting back and gaining a lot of experience, I would call it like a Jill of all trades, if you will, which is like a term that I love to use. Yeah, Jill of all trades. So I did a whole lot of stuff for a very long time. And then in 2019, right before the shutdown with COVID, I decided to take the reins, take it, and go out and put myself out there and do this on my own. And it's been wonderful. My only regret is that I didn't do it sooner.
Isn't that funny? Most of the ladies at WOW will say the same thing. They will say, I wish I would have done this sooner. I know I was in the corporate world for almost 25 years. And what it does is it gives you a lot of background. It gives you a lot of knowledge. You can't knock that type of environment. But the creativity piece, because of their branding and their marketing practices, it stops you from being creative. And I think that's the point. I think the tipping point for most ladies that I've talked to at WOW and other business owners, that once you get to that tipping point, it's a definite, I need to do this on my own. What do I need to do? You did all those things. You survived COVID. I hate even using the words.
I thrived during COVID because, when we start to talk about like business needs during COVID, a lot of businesses that didn't have websites and didn't have online presences realized I have to have that. And that's where I was filling a gap for a lot of people. So, when I say that I set a goal, a 5-year goal, and I met that 5-year goal in the first 6 months, then it's amazing, really.
So resident Miss Kitty here has joined Jen. She came to us during COVID, speaking of COVID. She was neighborhood feral kitty, and you will see her periodically because she likes to be involved. And so we're going to continue around Miss Kitty here. So if you could go on about how then that strengthened you, and then it also strengthened others. And that's why we need somebody like yourself who's willing to go out there while we're busy doing our day-to-day. We need you with that support so that can strengthen us and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the lovely thing about marketing and what I do is that I'm able to really cater to every single person's individual needs. Everybody is different, and that's why when I get asked about how much services cost, it's got to be a conversation because everybody's different, everybody's needs are different, and I'll never just put a price tag on that. I really try to take each person and figure out what the very best, most profitable services will be. So everybody's going to get their own conversation and their own plan. And I think that too is really what kind of makes my business a little bit different and a little bit unique compared to some of the larger marketing agencies out there that can put these gold, silver, bronze plans out there.
Well, we see that, whether it's in writing or anything else. There's kind of like a boilerplate type style to many things. You can see that with some businesses, maybe in writing, I would use as an example, where they have a pretty much template. And I guess to be successful, to some degree, you have to have that. Otherwise, if you don't have that discipline, you don't have that organization, you're not going to thrive out there. You can't recreate every situation. But the important thing about small business is you can add that creativity and you can tailor. You don't have those constraints that maybe other people do in business, which makes you so unique, special, and then your product is unique and special.
Yeah, and I almost exclusively work with small businesses, and that's why they have a need for kind of big picture style stuff, big picture marketing. They, have the scalability. They need that scalability to be able to grow, but aren't necessarily having a marketing budget to work with a huge agency. So I'm kind of pulling in the things that are, again, the most rewarding for their business and really optimizing what they have so that they can grow and succeed without having to, you know, completely dive into working with a huge agency that most of the time won't even accept them as clients anyway.
That's an interesting word that you used, optimizing, because that's what WOW is really all about, women optimizing women. And I think recognizing that not all women coming into the your realm will have enough money, or they may not have enough ideas yet, and you can at least guide them and give those instructions, so when they do, when they are ready, when they're ready to launch their website, when they're ready to start those campaigns, put things together, they finally have the money to put those things in place. You can then help them, and again, tailor it to them. I think one of the things about optimizing with women at WOW is I like when I solicited the 3 bids initially, Jen was real quick to give me referrals, and referrals is the backbone of any good business. If you can get that down, you give, you receive. That's just the way referrals works. And I was very impressed, truly. That was part of that tipping point, an important part of it, because you recognize the importance of referrals, and you knew some ladies, you had been working with some ladies, and I so appreciated that.
Yeah, I work with tons of women, and I think it's kind of funny that you brought up me as a referral source. I oftentimes feel like your cheerleader, but it's not because you ask me to or do anything. It's because I genuinely enjoy your networking group. It's one of the only ones, it's the only one that I've ever actually gotten anything back from. I've been, as a marketing person, a member of a ton of chamber groups, networking groups, small town groups, and they've all just been very unorganized or bureaucratic. And I've just never really felt like a real part of a group, but I feel like a part of this group. And I
That
know
makes me smile. It gives me a great sense of pride.
cheesy. It might
No, it's
sound
not.
cheesy, but I
It's
do.
really important, and I hate to talk over you here, but that's an important part that I'm trying to stress in my focus, which is my word for 2024, is the importance of selecting your networking and the people and the business and relations you have carefully. Because I too have gone to so many events, I have gone to so many networking groups. It costs so much money to join these networking groups. It may be $150, then you have to pay for luncheons, and then to get into a directory there's a fee. And then if you attend a convention, whatever. WOW for the money, it's very affordable. You can go visit wowwomenus.com and take a look at the membership section. It's very affordable. And I say 3s. I stress 3s all the time. Select 3 networking groups, and that's important because you wasted a lot of time. I hear other ladies saying the same thing to me. They feel like they're wasting time. They're not getting the recognition that they want from the networking group, and they certainly aren't getting the referrals. So I'm glad you see the value in WOW. I appreciate that, and I appreciate everything you've done for WOW. And I hope you're getting the same thing.
But just keep doing what you're doing.
We do refer to you.
I generally love the group and the meetings and stuff like that. I've met so many wonderful people, made connections, had business come in. So, like I said, it's the only networking group that I've ever gotten anything really back from personally. And for that, I thank you. And, you know, you didn't ask me to refer any of those people. They're genuine referrals.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's important, ladies, as you're thinking about getting into a networking group, be thinking of the people that you know. You probably know 100 different people that are in business. Write them down, type a list, put them in a contact log in an Excel spreadsheet. These are all very helpful things to do, so that as you're going through either your business planning or maybe your networking group, you'll have some people in mind that you can refer, and it's always great to give, and it's wonderful when you receive. Most definitely. So you live right here in Carroll County. We have a lot of our home base right now is in Carroll County. We're radiating outward. So one of the things I'm working on now is I found out, much like during COVID, when we were shuttered, is working from home, number one, which I had not really done in many, many decades. And number two is you can do business. I doubled my business during COVID, believe it or not. Some people fell apart. I doubled my business. It was quite common in my profession, which was mortgage lending, that people did that. But I can tell you, people that I connected with, learning how to connect with those people with what I did, just like you took and extrapolated those skill sets you had and brought them to present day, it's amazing what you can do with them. So don't forget your past. Remember the people that you connected with, because you're going to cross paths with them once again. And I'm sure you've seen that.
Absolutely. That's good advice.
Yeah, most definitely. So WOW has several different in-person meetings, which are 6 times locally. We're growing nationwide, and we want to expand. We want the pleasure of your company. We also do monthly virtual meetings with people like Jen that are co-host on those meetings. That's the first Monday of the month, second Monday, if the first Monday is around a holiday, and I think it would be better suited for the group. So look at those events on our events page. Join us on our WOW Close Facebook page. This is how you get to know one another. And Jen, I noticed that in the Mighty Networks, which is our secure private area, if you will, for the ladies of WOW, where we keep a library of videos like this, newsletters, podcasts, information about each other. We can chat. You can also upload your own podcast. That's a very important space for us at WOW, and that was created in the last couple of months, actually. So that library of information allows you as a paid member and the other members to interact much different than the other ladies of WOW that have not gotten to that point yet. And we hope most of you will decide this is the place for you to be. Again, very inexpensive. So back to your talents. You're multifaceted. I believe one of the things about being multifaceted breaks you in and takes you into the community. It kind of breaks that edge. You have some more commonalities. So talk about the other things that you do. I know with your daughter, for instance, that comes to mind.
I'm busy. I'm really busy. I do a lot of stuff. Most recently, I'm holding an expo for kid entrepreneurs. So in the community for children, or I should say youth. For youth under 17, if they're a business owner, if they own their own business, I'm holding a big expo at the Pantherplex, and this is taking place in May, where they'll get to set up as a vendor. And to my knowledge, there's no other like kid-only vendor events. So they're going to be there. They're going to have their own networking hour to meet each other, learn about each other's businesses and what they do. We're having breakout classes, and I'm really just trying to pass on that entrepreneurial spirit to these kids. So I'm really looking forward to that. I also do a lot of philanthropy in our local Carroll County. And aside from that, yeah, I'm a family, like I'm a mom too, so I do, a lot of driving around and a lot of feeding people.
Right. So this expo, you had invited me to attend. It's your first one this year. Sounds really exciting. That's another aspect of WOW, that multifaceted piece that comes to women. We have those skill sets to reach out to the community. This is dynamic. I will be attending. I definitely will attend. But this is a dynamic part of the Ladies of WOW and the giving back. Making sure that you're giving back to your community, because sometimes it's not all about the money, the referrals and the income that you're making. There's far more things of value. And I think at your age, you have learned a lot of those things, and it's in your heart, I can tell.
There's more to life than, just income. It's, it's a lot about the heart, what's inside, and giving back. It makes me happy. That's the part that makes me the happiest. And I understand that if my business wasn't successful, I wouldn't be able to give back as much. So it's really kind of fuel for my fire to just, do my very best in the business world and for my community.
But that's the universe. I talk about the universe sometimes, and even God sometimes from time to time. I think there's something out there, an energy or whatever, that we're creating, that energy then reciprocates with us in positive ways. And you are definitely doing that. You're a very valuable part of the community. And I think you radiate that. And success comes to you, not necessarily easily. You've had have had your challenges. It's not an easy path. But if you want some assistance through WOW and the ladies of WOW, take a look at our member directory at wowwomenus.com. You'll see Jen. You'll be able to just click a button or copy and paste her email address if that's your preference, and look at her website. Click on her website, take a look at what she does, but please get in touch with Jen that way, or any of the other ladies of WOW. Let them know. And the Close WOW Facebook page is for women only. You can also put information, maybe an upcoming event like this expo, or something else that you want on that website Close Facebook account. I want to mention that the events for WOW are visible whether they're in person or they are virtual, either on the WOW website under events or under the Facebook events section. And I know that you have done some communicating, chatting on all of these, which is amazing.
That internal feed where you can network with the other women, it's like a little mini personal LinkedIn, and it kind of feels special to be able to reach out to them.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way, but
it's
that's
fun.
cool.
And I love to use the directory too, like you were saying. If I'm going to do some sort of service or buy something, it's always helpful to filter through that little directory first to see if there's maybe somebody in the WOW network that can help me out.
Always growing, always growing. WOW is really growing. I use Zoho as one of my means of keeping my content, my contacts, also doing my meeting, which has been very helpful for me. In that, they also supply me daily, weekly, monthly with analytics on the traffic that I'm getting to my website. That is so vital, that is so important, and that's also something that Jen does for you through her business, is you want to make sure, and this was something we didn't cover, the SEO piece. Can you talk about that just briefly here?
Sure. Super important, really good point. So what we're talking about here is like two different things. We're talking about SEO, which is your search engine optimization, and then analytics. Analytics and reporting, so important. It is kind of vital to understand the behavior of your target audience. If they're coming to your website, you can really identify problems, you can really identify trends and things that you can improve on, just by understanding when people come to your website, what's happening, where are they going to first, where are they traveling, trickling down from, is there maybe somewhere where they're getting stuck or funneled, and we always want to identify those things and fix them for the best user experience. And we can also relate that to your content. If you're creating content that's really driving a lot of traffic to your website, let's make more of that content, right? So it's those trends and those kind of numbers that unlock a lot of really important things for companies. And then when we're talking about SEO, obviously all those metrics and numbers and trends are really important, but your search engine optimization really is a big picture sort of thing. If you think of it like a puzzle, all those little pieces to your puzzle, if they're filled in, are going to put you at the top of Google, right? And that's where everybody wants to be, is at the very top of every search for everything. Unfortunately, most people can't, take that number one spot for everything. But if you are really focusing on those little pieces, because that's what it is, it's an algorithm, it's a lot of little tiny working pieces. If you can figure out the important ones, the ones that you're good at, the ones that you can fill in, you can really start to see that puzzle come together and get that big picture. And the more of those pieces you fill in when you're doing a puzzle, the easier it gets, right? So I'm trying to help people identify what those things are that they can do for SEO, whether it's their website, their
Good.
social media, their, right down to the hierarchy of how things are like coded in the back of the website are important. So it's really, really difficult, and it's not something that most people can do on their own, and that's where we come in.
Oh, and that is much needed. I'm just impressed, and I know you have mentioned, and some of the other people that are experienced with web design and the analytics that that website offers. Um, I think the feedback I've gotten has been so positive, and now the next piece for me and you to work on is going to be how to capture all of these people, because we want you to be a part of WOW, and we don't want to miss you, and we know you're important to both of us and anyone that's in business, whether you are self-employed, solopreneur, entrepreneur, you have employees or not, whether you're in the government business, corporate business, any women that are looking to do business with other women. That's what WOW is for. So again, we can wrap up here unless there's something else that you wanted to add, Jen.
No, nothing special.
You're special.
Just thank you.
If you can, and so I'm glad that WOW's really helped you and vice versa. It's a reciprocal agreement here. We're partners. So can you give again your name, your contact information? What's the best way we can reach you?
Yeah, if you are ready for a new website, a new design, or just need to grow and don't know how, you can always reach out to me. I will actually answer the phone in person or your emails. It's very personal to me, and this is my job and the thing that I love the most. So give me a call, email. All my information can be found on my website. It's hampsteadmarketinganddesign.com. Or you can just plop that in Google. I'm going to come up if you put that name in. Or
And your name is, could you spell your name again, please, just in case somebody
Sure.
wants to just go by name?
Jennifer, spelled the normal way, Jennifer, and my last name, which is a little bit different, it's going to be Lleras.
Yes, that's the one piece that I think is important. Make sure you always give your proper information, contact information. We do that at WOW to make sure that you're going to follow up with us today. I'm Barbara E. Ringrose, founder of WOW Women Optimizing Women. Visit our website at wowwomenus.com and you can see what Jennifer has done for WOW. Stay well.